Hello and welcome. Have you ever wondered what separates those who achieve lasting financial success from those who never seem to get ahead, despite their best efforts? It's a question that has puzzled people for generations. We see individuals rise from humble beginnings to create extraordinary wealth, and we often ask ourselves, what's their secret? What do they know that I don't? In this audiobook, we're going to dive deep into those very secrets. We're going to explore the powerful insights of Dennis Kimbro's book, The Wealth Choice: Success Secrets of Black Millionaires. This isn't just another book on finance. It's a groundbreaking study based on a 7-year survey of over 1,000 of the wealthiest African Americans. Dr. Kimbro takes us on a journey through their stories, revealing the principles, habits, and mindset that allowed them to defy the odds and build immense wealth. As we begin this journey, remember that Kimbro's work isn't just about money. It's about a choice. It's the conscious decision to pursue a life of financial freedom and abundance. It's about understanding that your net worth is directly tied to yourself. He reminds us that true wealth is not an accident. It's the result of a deliberate, unwavering commitment to a set of principles. Consider the story of a young entrepreneur who started with nothing but an idea and a burning desire to succeed. His family had always struggled, and he was taught that wealth was something you were born into, not something you could create. But inspired by the stories of those who came before him, he made a choice. He decided he would no longer be a victim of his circumstances. He would become the master of his own destiny. He focused on his passion, worked tirelessly, and made short-term sacrifices for long-term gain. He understood, as Dr. Kimbro teaches, that the pursuit of wealth isn't just a goal. It's a duty to oneself and to one's community. This audiobook will give you a roadmap. We'll learn about the importance of lifelong learning, the power of crafting goals that align with your passion, and the discipline required to turn those goals into reality. Dennis Kimbro provides us with a clear, workable guide to not just get rich, but to choose a life of lasting wealth. So, are you ready to make that choice? Let's begin. Chapter 1. Choose to be rich. Welcome back. Have you ever noticed that some people seem to have a kind of internal compass that always points them toward success? They don't just hope for a better future. They act with a quiet, confident certainty that they will achieve it. What is the source of this unshakable belief? Is it something they were born with, or is it a skill they've cultivated? In this first chapter of The Wealth Choice, Dennis Kimbro delves into a truth that underpins all others. Rule number 1 is to choose to be rich. This might sound simplistic, but Kimbro argues that this is the single most important decision you will ever make on your financial journey. It's a conscious, intentional choice that goes beyond simply wishing for wealth. It's a profound commitment to a new way of thinking and living. According to Dr. Kimbro, this choice is the foundational belief that ignites the fire of ambition and perseverance. It's about a change in identity, not just a change in action. You have to decide, deep down, that you are the kind of person who will be wealthy. Kimbro's research revealed that every single one of the millionaires he studied made this choice at some point in their lives. They didn't stumble into wealth by accident. They made a deliberate decision to pursue it, often in the face of immense adversity. This choice served as an internal declaration, a promise to themselves that they would do whatever it took, for however long it took, to achieve their goals. This is the difference between having a dream and having a mission. A dream is something you hope for. A mission is something you relentlessly pursue. Consider the story of a man named Michael. Michael grew up in a neighborhood where financial struggle was the norm. The idea of being rich felt like a fantasy, something that happened to people on television, not to people like him. He had a decent job, but his mindset was one of scarcity. He saw every bill as a burden and every unexpected expense as a sign of his bad luck. But one day, after hearing a story about someone who had overcome similar circumstances, he had an epiphany. He realized that his constant financial stress wasn't just a product of his circumstances. It was a result of his mindset. In that moment, he made a choice. He chose to be rich. This wasn't a reckless decision to quit his job or gamble his money. It was a quiet, personal commitment to change his relationship with money and with himself. He began to see his paycheck not as a finite resource to be spent, but as a tool to be leveraged. He started reading, learning, and seeking out mentors. His daily habits began to shift, not because he was forcing them, but because they were now in alignment with his new identity. This choice, as Dr. Kimbro reminds us, is a powerful antidote to the victim mentality. Many people believe that their financial situation is a result of their past, their environment, or their luck. They feel trapped and powerless. But Kimbro's research shows that the most successful individuals reject this narrative. They accept full responsibility for their lives and believe that they have the power to create their own outcomes. They understand that while they may not have been able to choose their starting point, they can absolutely choose their destination. They don't see themselves as victims of circumstance, but as masters of their own destiny. Making the choice to be rich also means embracing a new set of values. It often means prioritizing long-term gain over short-term pleasure. It means saying no to things that drain your resources and yes to things that build your future. This isn't about deprivation, but about intentionality. Dr. Kimbro's work shows that this choice is often a difficult one, especially for those who have been conditioned to believe that wealth is out of their reach. It requires a fundamental shift in how you see yourself, your potential, and the world around you. So, how do you make this choice? According to Kimbro, it starts with an internal conversation. It begins by silencing the doubts and fears that have held you back and replacing them with a quiet confidence. It means declaring to yourself, right now, that you are going to be wealthy. This declaration is a powerful signal to your subconscious mind, and it will begin to align your thoughts, actions, and habits with this new reality. It will empower you to learn, to grow, and to persevere in the face of setbacks. This isn't just about money. It's about a profound act of self-empowerment. It's the first and most critical step on the path to financial freedom. Are you ready to make that choice? Chapter 2. The Haves and the Have-Nots. Hello, and welcome. Have you ever wondered why, even in a society full of resources, some people seem to struggle financially for their entire lives, while others, starting with very little, manage to build incredible wealth? What is the one thing that truly separates the haves from the have-nots? Is it education, connections, or something else entirely? In this chapter, Dennis Kimbro reveals what he calls the second law of wealth, the difference that makes the difference. He teaches us that the key distinction between the wealthy and the poor isn't a secret handshake or a magic formula. It's a matter of mindset. According to Dr. Kimbro's extensive research, the wealthy and the poor simply think differently about the world, about money, and about themselves. They have distinct perspectives on life, family, education, and work that guide their decisions and shape their destiny. Let's look at this through the lens of two individuals. Consider a man named Robert. Robert has a decent job, but he views his work as just a way to pay the bills. When he gets his paycheck, his first thought is how to spend it to own a new gadget, a night out, or a new pair of shoes. He sees life as a series of obstacles and believes that his financial situation is largely out of his control. He often says, "I'm just not lucky," or "the rich stay rich and the poor stay poor." He is a great person, but his perspective is rooted in a poverty mentality. Now, let's contrast Robert with a woman named Carol. Carol started her journey in a similar position, but she adopted a different mindset. She views her work not just as a job, but as an opportunity to add value and hone her skills. When she receives her paycheck, her first thought is how to leverage it, how to save a portion, how to invest in her skills, and how to put her money to work for her. She sees challenges not as roadblocks, but as opportunities for growth. She believes that she is the architect of her own future, and that her success is a direct result of her effort and choices. Carol has what Dr. Kimbro calls a wealth mentality. Dr. Kimbro's research consistently found that this difference in perspective is the single most important factor. He discovered that a wealthy mindset is characterized by several key traits. 1. A commitment to lifelong learning. The wealthy do not see education as something that ends with a degree. They are insatiably curious, always reading, learning new skills, and seeking out knowledge. 2. A focus on investments over consumption. The wealthy understand that money is a tool. They prioritize putting their money into assets that generate more money, such as stocks, businesses, or real estate, rather than on liabilities that only depreciate in value. 3. A proactive view of time. The wealthy manage their time with a long-term perspective. They don't just think about what they want to do today or tomorrow. They think about where they want to be 5, 10, or even 20 years from now, and they make decisions based on those goals. 4. The ability to make quick decisions. Dr. Kimbro observed that the wealthy tend to make decisions promptly and decisively. They are not paralyzed by fear of failure. They understand that inaction is often the biggest risk of all. Kimbro emphasizes that this mindset isn't about ignoring the realities of economic struggle. It's about refusing to be defined by them. He teaches us that a poverty mentality is a form of self-sabotage, a prison built by your own thoughts. It's the belief that you are a victim of your circumstances, which in turn prevents you from taking the actions that could change those circumstances. The difference between the haves and the have-nots, according to Dennis Kimbro, is not in their starting point, but in their starting mindset. It's a choice to abandon a life of reaction and to embrace a life of intentional creation. It's a choice to see yourself as a producer of wealth rather than just a consumer of goods. This shift in perspective is the greatest skill you can ever develop, and it's the foundation upon which all other financial success is built. Chapter 3. A Sense of Purpose. Hello and welcome. Have you ever wondered what drives the most successful people in the world? Is it a desire for fame, a pursuit of power, or is it something much deeper? What if the key to unlocking your financial potential isn't about chasing money, but about finding a purpose that's bigger than yourself? In this chapter, Dennis Kimbro introduces a concept that's often overlooked in the pursuit of wealth. Rule number 3 is to have a definite, major purpose. He argues that money by itself is a poor motivator. The wealthiest individuals he studied weren't driven by a desire for a bigger bank account. They were fueled by a powerful, unwavering sense of purpose. This purpose gave their work meaning, provided them with the energy to overcome obstacles, and kept them going when others would have given up. According to Dr. Kimbro, this is the very reason so many people who win the lottery or inherit money end up losing it all. They have the wealth, but they lack the purpose to sustain it. Consider the story of a woman named Sarah. Sarah worked a job she didn't love, and she felt like she was just going through the motions. She had a vague desire to be rich, but it wasn't enough to get her to save consistently or work extra hours. One day, she realized her true passion was helping at-risk youth in her community. She started volunteering at a local youth center, and as she worked with the kids, a powerful idea took root. She wanted to create a scholarship fund to help them go to college. This wasn't just a goal. It was a profound purpose. Suddenly, everything changed. Her desire to get rich was no longer about personal gain. It was about serving a higher purpose. She began working harder at her job, but not just to earn a salary to fund her dream. She started a small side business selling handmade goods, with every dollar going directly toward her scholarship fund. The passion for her purpose made the hard work feel effortless and gave her a reason to save, invest, and build wealth. Dr. Kimbro emphasizes that a definite purpose acts as a guiding light. When you face setbacks, your purpose is the reason you don't quit. When you have a clear vision of what you're building and why, you're not just motivated by money, you're driven by meaning. He reminds us that this purpose doesn't have to be massive or world-changing. It can be as simple as building a financial legacy for your family, or creating a business that provides a valuable service to your community. The key is that it must be major and definite in your own mind. It must be something that you can wake up for every day, ready to do the work. Kimbro's research showed that the wealthy understand the spiritual nature of purpose. They believe that their wealth is a resource that can be used to make a positive impact in the world. They see themselves not just as earners, but as stewards of their money, using it to build a better life for themselves and others. This sense of meaning gives their wealth a weight and significance that goes far beyond a balance sheet. So, how do you find your definite, major purpose? According to Dr. Kimbro, it starts with introspection. Ask yourself, what am I truly passionate about? What problem in the world do I want to solve? What kind of legacy do I want to leave behind? Once you find that purpose, let it be the fuel that drives your financial engine. Let it be the reason you save, invest, and build. Because a life dedicated to a purpose is a life that is truly rich in every sense of the word. Chapter 4. Beyond the comfort zone. Growth only happens when you are willing to get uncomfortable. This is a universal truth, but it's one that we often resist. We crave security and predictability, and we instinctively pull back when faced with a challenge that makes us feel uneasy. However, in the journey toward financial success, Dr. Kimbro argues that the very thing we avoid, discomfort, is the most reliable signpost to growth. In the wealth choice, rule number 4 is to get outside of your comfort zone. Kimbro's research showed that every single successful person he interviewed had, at some point, made a conscious decision to step into a situation that was both new and frightening. They didn't achieve their goals by staying in a safe, predictable routine. They did it by pushing their boundaries, embracing risk, and facing their fears head-on. They understood that the comfort zone is a beautiful place, but nothing ever grows there. This isn't about making reckless, life-altering decisions without a plan. It's about a calculated willingness to face the unknown. For some, this might mean starting a side business while still working a full-time job. For others, it might mean taking on a new role at work that they, Dan-T, feel fully qualified for. Or it could be something as simple as attending a networking event where they, Dan-T, know anyone. Each of these actions requires a leap of faith and a willingness to feel the discomfort that comes with it. Consider the story of a man named David. David had a comfortable, stable job as an accountant for a large corporation. The work was predictable, the pay was good, and his routine was set. Yet, he felt a nagging sense of unfulfillment. He had a dream of starting his own financial consulting firm, but the fear of failure, the risk of losing his stable income, and the discomfort of starting from scratch kept him from taking action. He spent years telling himself, "Someday, I'll do it." Then, one day, he heard a quote that resonated deeply with him. "A ship in a harbor is safe. But that is not what ships are built for." That phrase became his wake-up call. He began by taking small, uncomfortable steps. He enrolled in a public speaking class, something that terrified him. He started a small financial blog, writing articles in the evenings after his day job was done. Finally, he gave notice at his job and launched his own firm. The first few months were incredibly challenging, filled with long hours, uncertainty, and more than a few sleepless nights. He was far outside his comfort zone. But it was in that discomfort that he grew. He learned to be a salesman, a marketer, and a leader. He discovered a resilience he never knew he had. His business thrived, not just because of his financial acumen, but because of his willingness to embrace the uncomfortable process of building something new. Dr. Kimbro's work reminds us that the fear we feel when we consider stepping outside our comfort zone is a normal human response. But the most successful individuals don't let that fear paralyze them. They use it as a signal that they are on the right track. They understand that a little bit of anxiety is a good thing. It means you are learning, evolving, and expanding your capabilities. To get outside of your comfort zone, Kimbro suggests a few key steps. 1. Acknowledge the fear, but don't let it win. Recognize that the feeling of fear is natural, but make the conscious choice to act despite it. 2. Start small. You don't have to jump off a cliff. Begin with a small, uncomfortable action and build momentum. 3. Embrace the learning process. Understand that mistakes are not failures. They are data. Every setback is an opportunity to learn something new. 4. Reframe your definition of success. Stop seeing success as avoiding failure. See it as a willingness to try, to fall, and to get back up again. The choice to be rich, the adoption of a wealth mindset, and the discovery of a definite purpose are all powerful. But they are only truly effective when paired with a willingness to act to do the hard, uncomfortable work that turns an idea into a reality. The path to wealth is not a straight line, but a series of challenging steps taken one after another. And each one of those steps will require you to leave a bit of your comfort behind. Chapter 5. The Power of a Mastermind Group. Every successful person stands on the shoulders of giants. This is not just a metaphor. It's a practical reality. The idea that a person can achieve monumental success in isolation is a myth. Behind every great fortune is a network of support, guidance, and accountability. This is the essence of the Wealth Choice S, fifth rule, to surround yourself with a mastermind group. A mastermind group, as defined by Dr. Kimbro, is a collective of two or more individuals who come together in a spirit of perfect harmony to work toward a definite, common objective. This concept, popularized by Napoleon Hill, is a cornerstone of Kimbro's research. He discovered that the most prosperous individuals didn't just have mentors. They had a dedicated circle of peers, advisors, and friends who pushed them, held them accountable, and provided a steady stream of valuable insight. Consider the dynamic of a mastermind group. It's as a space where you can bring your biggest challenges and your most audacious ideas without fear of judgment. It's where you receive honest feedback, new perspectives, and encouragement from people who are also committed to growth. This synergy creates an energy that is far greater than the sum of its parts. It allows for the collective brainpower of the group to solve problems and seize opportunities that no single individual could on their own. Dr. Kimbro's research highlights a powerful example in the story of a successful entrepreneur named Marcus. Marcus had an innovative idea for a tech startup, but he was facing a significant challenge. He lacked the marketing expertise to bring his product to a wider audience. He spent months feeling stuck and overwhelmed. Then, a mutual contact introduced him to a small mastermind group of 3 other entrepreneurs. One was a seasoned marketer, another a brilliant software engineer, and the third was a veteran business owner. They met weekly, and in their very first session, the marketing expert gave Marcus a simple, actionable strategy that completely transformed his business. The engineer provided a technical solution to a persistent bug, and the business owner shared a crucial piece of advice about a potential investor. In a matter of weeks, Marcus went from being stuck to having a clear path forward. All because he plugged into the collective power of his mastermind group. A mastermind group isn't just about problem solving, though. It's also about accountability. When you share your goals with a group of people who are invested in your success, you are far more likely to follow through on your commitments. This external pressure can be a powerful motivator, helping you push past procrastination and fear. So, how do you build or find your mastermind group? Kimbro suggests a few key principles. 1. Seek out people with different skills and perspectives. Don't just look for people who are similar to you. The diversity of thought is what makes a mastermind group truly powerful. Look for people who have strengths where you have weaknesses. 2. Choose people who are committed to growth. The group's success depends on the dedication of each member. Seek out individuals who are as serious about their own success as they are about yours. 3. Be willing to give as much as you receive. A mastermind is a two-way street. Be prepared to share your knowledge, offer your support, and celebrate the wins of others with genuine enthusiasm. 4. Establish a spirit of trust and honesty. The foundation of any great mastermind group is trust. You must be able to be vulnerable, share your fears, and receive constructive criticism without becoming defensive. The path to wealth can be a lonely one if you try to walk it alone. Dr. Kimbro's findings are a clear reminder that success is a team sport. By intentionally building a circle of trusted advisors and peers, you are not only multiplying your own potential, but also creating a powerful engine for collective success. It is a choice to stop going it alone and to start building your future together. Chapter 6. The Law of Attraction in Action. We often think of success as a result of hard work and good choices, but what if there's a more subtle, yet equally powerful, force at play? What if our thoughts, beliefs, and emotions are not just a reflection of our reality, but are actively shaping it? This is the central tenet of the Wealth Choice's sixth rule, to believe in the power of the law of attraction. Dr. Kimbro's research showed that the most successful individuals he studied had an unwavering belief in their ability to manifest their desires. This wasn't a naive hope or a passive wish. It was a deep, intuitive understanding that like attracts like. They believed that by focusing their thoughts and energy on their goals, they would inevitably draw the people, resources, and opportunities needed to achieve them. This is not a magical concept, but a psychological and energetic principle. When you are genuinely focused on a goal, your subconscious mind begins to notice and act on opportunities you might have otherwise missed. Consider the story of an artist named Maria. Maria had immense talent, but she struggled to sell her work. She was consumed by thoughts of scarcity, often worrying about where her next paycheck would come from. This negative energy became a self-fulfilling prophecy. She felt anxious before art shows, and her fear of rejection made her less likely to engage with potential buyers. Her mindset was a magnet for the very things she feared. One day, after reading about the law of attraction, she decided to change her approach. Instead of focusing on her lack of sales, she began to focus on her abundance. She started a daily practice of gratitude, visualizing her paintings in beautiful homes and her clients filled with joy. She didn't just wish for success. She began to act as if she were already successful. She started treating her art as a thriving business, not a struggling hobby. She approached potential clients with a new air of confidence and positivity. She still had to work hard creating new art and networking, but her mindset had shifted from one of scarcity to one of abundance. Soon, she began to attract opportunities she had never imagined. A gallery owner who had previously dismissed her work saw her new portfolio and offered her a solo show. A local interior designer discovered her online and commissioned her for a large project. Her success wasn't just a result of her talent. It was a result of her focused, positive belief. The law of attraction, as Dr. Kimbro describes it, is not a substitute for hard work. It is a powerful enhancer of it. It is the fuel that gives your actions purpose and power. When you believe that you can attract what you desire, you are more likely to take the bold, uncomfortable steps necessary to get it. You approach challenges with a sense of optimism. And you interpret setbacks as temporary detours rather than insurmountable roadblocks. So, how can you put the law of attraction into practice? 1. Visualize your goals vividly. Don't just think about what you want. Imagine it in detail. See yourself having already achieved your success. Feel the emotions of that accomplishment. 2. Use positive affirmations. Regularly state your goals in the present tense, as if they've already happened. For example, I am a successful business owner, or I am financially free. 3. Practice gratitude. A daily gratitude practice shifts your focus from what you lack to what you have, which puts you in a mindset of abundance. 4. Act with certainty. Take action with the quiet confidence that your efforts will be met with success. Your certainty will be a powerful signal to the world around you. The journey to wealth begins in the mind. The choice to be rich, the adoption of a wealth mindset, and the creation of a definite purpose are all powerful. But their true potential is unlocked when you combine them with an unwavering belief in your ability to attract what you seek. It is a choice to stop seeing yourself as a victim of chance, and to start seeing yourself as the intentional creator of your own destiny. Chapter 7. The Importance of a Daily Routine. We are all creatures of habit. Our lives are shaped not by the grand, infrequent decisions we make, but by the small, often unconscious actions we repeat every day. The path to wealth is no different. The foundation of sustainable success, according to Dr. Kimbro's research, is a meticulously crafted and consistently executed daily routine. In the wealth choice, rule number 7 is to develop a disciplined daily routine. Kimbro discovered that the most successful individuals don't wait for inspiration to strike. They operate with a sense of purpose and discipline that is built into their schedule. They understand that their time is their most valuable asset, and they treat it accordingly. This isn't about being rigid and joyless. It's about building a structure that frees you up to be productive and creative. A routine eliminates decision fatigue and ensures that your most important tasks are not left to chance. Consider the story of a successful entrepreneur named Chris. When Chris first started his business, he was scattered and unproductive. He would wake up without an alarm, check social media for an hour, and then react to whatever urgent request came his way. He was working long hours, but felt like he was constantly falling behind. He was a great person, but his lack of routine was holding him back. He eventually realized he needed a change. He started by implementing a simple morning routine. He woke up at the same time every day, spent 20 minutes exercising, and then dedicated an hour to strategic planning for his business. He also started scheduling his most important work for the morning, when he was most focused. The rest of his day was then structured around client meetings and less demanding tasks. He even scheduled time for relaxation and creative thinking. This structure transformed his productivity. He was no longer reacting to his day. He was intentionally creating it. The consistency of his routine built momentum, and his business began to grow in ways he had never imagined. Dr. Kimbro's research consistently showed that a disciplined routine has several key benefits. 1. It builds momentum. Every small, consistent action builds on the last, creating an unstoppable force of progress. 2. It creates mental clarity. When your day is planned, you don't have to waste mental energy deciding what to do next. You can focus your energy on the task at hand. 3. It reinforces your purpose. A routine that is aligned with your goals is a daily reminder of your purpose. It keeps your mission at the forefront of your mind. 4. It fosters discipline. By consistently doing what you said you would do, you strengthen the muscle of discipline, which is essential for long-term success. The path to wealth is not about finding a magic shortcut. It's about developing the habits and disciplines that make success inevitable. A daily routine is the invisible force that turns intention into action, and action into a tangible reality. It is a choice to stop living a life of reaction and to start living a life of intention, one day at a time. Chapter 8. The Power of Perseverance. Life and the pursuit of wealth will inevitably present you with obstacles. The road to financial freedom is not a straight, paved highway, but a winding path filled with twists, turns, and unexpected roadblocks. For most, these challenges are a signal to turn back, to give up, or to lower their expectations. But for the truly successful, they are simply part of the journey. In the wealth choice, rule number 8 is to persevere with unwavering determination. Dr. Kimbro's research found that all successful individuals shared one common trait: a profound unwillingness to quit. They didn't see setbacks as a sign of failure, but as a temporary detour. They understood that the difference between a winner and a loser is often just a matter of who is willing to stay in the game longer. This kind of perseverance isn't a genetic lottery. It's a skill that is cultivated over time, fueled by a definite purpose and a powerful mindset. Consider the story of a woman named Lisa, who wanted to start her own interior design business. She was talented, but the initial months were brutal. She faced rejection after rejection. Potential clients would either go with a more established firm or try to haggle her prices down to nothing. She was so discouraged that she came close to giving up several times. Her savings were dwindling, and the fear of failure was a constant weight. However, she had a clear purpose: to create beautiful, life-affirming spaces for people, and this purpose was bigger than her fear. She decided to keep going. When one client said no, she immediately sent out 2 more proposals. When a project fell through, she used the time to network and refine her portfolio. She didn't let the setbacks define her. Instead, she used them as fuel. She learned from every no, adjusting her strategy and strengthening her resolve. Slowly but surely, the tide began to turn. She landed her first big client, then her second, and eventually built a thriving, in-demand business. Her success was not a result of a lack of setbacks, but a direct result of her decision to push through them. Dr. Kimbro reminds us that perseverance is the bridge between a dream and its realization. It is the ability to show up every day, even when you don't feel like it, and to continue taking action in the face of fear and doubt. This unwavering determination is what separates those who simply wish for success from those who truly achieve it. So, how do you develop the skill of perseverance? 1. Reframe failure as a learning opportunity. Stop seeing setbacks as a personal failing. See them as valuable feedback that helps you refine your approach. 2. Focus on the process, not just the outcome. When the goal seems far away, focus on the small daily actions you can take to move forward. Celebrate the small wins. 3. Lean on your purpose. On days when you feel like giving up, reconnect with the definite, major purpose that started you on this journey. 4. Surround yourself with a positive support system. Your mastermind group can be a source of encouragement and a reminder of your strength when your own resolve wavers. The choice to be rich, the power of a disciplined routine, and the belief in your ability to manifest your desires are all essential. But they are meaningless without the grit and resilience to see them through. Perseverance is the final non-negotiable ingredient in the recipe for lasting wealth. Chapter 9. The Habit of Giving. In our pursuit of wealth, we often focus on what we can get: more money, more possessions, more security. But what if the true secret to enduring prosperity lies not in what you accumulate, but in what you give? This is the profound and often counterintuitive lesson of the Wealth Choice's 9th rule: to master the habit of giving. Dr. Kimbro's extensive research revealed that the wealthiest individuals he studied weren't just exceptional at earning. They were exceptional at giving. They understood a fundamental principle of the universe: that a closed fist cannot receive. They believed that generosity was not a consequence of their wealth, but a prerequisite for it. This is not about sacrificing your financial well-being. It's about creating a flow of abundance in your life by channeling your resources outward. The act of giving signals to your subconscious mind that you have more than enough, shifting your mindset from scarcity to abundance. Consider the story of a man named James, who built a hugely successful real estate business. Early in his career, he was focused solely on profit. He was good at what he did, but he felt a constant pressure to protect his money. His business was growing, but he felt unfulfilled. One day, he decided to volunteer at a local community center, helping to renovate homes for low-income families. He started small, using his skills to help out a few hours a week. The experience was transformative. He realized the joy he felt from using his resources to help others was far greater than any financial gain. He started giving a percentage of his profits to the community center. He even began a new policy in his business. For every home he sold, he would donate a portion to the cause. This act of giving did not diminish his wealth, it amplified it. His clients were drawn to his genuine generosity, and his business thrived in a way it never had before. The more he gave, the more he received. Dr. Kimbro emphasizes that the act of giving is not limited to money. You can give your time, your talent, and your knowledge. What matters is the spirit in which you give, a spirit of genuine generosity and a belief in the power of service. When you are focused on providing value to others, you naturally become a magnet for success. So, how do you cultivate the habit of giving? 1. Start small and be consistent. You don't have to give a large amount to start. Begin with a small percentage of your income or a few hours of your time each month. The key is consistency. 2. Give where your heart is. Find a cause or a community that you are truly passionate about. Giving to something you believe in will be a source of joy and fulfillment, not a chore. 3. See giving as an investment. Understand that your giving is an investment in your mindset, in your community, and in the universal principle of abundance. 4. Be a giver of value. Look for ways to give value to others every day. Whether it's by sharing a helpful piece of advice, making an introduction, or simply offering a word of encouragement. The path to financial freedom is a journey of both receiving and giving. The choice to be rich, the adoption of a wealth mindset, and the power of perseverance are all essential. But they reach their highest expression when they are rooted in a spirit of generosity. By mastering the habit of giving, you are not just building your wealth. You are building a life of profound purpose and lasting fulfillment. Chapter 10. Legacy, the ultimate measure of wealth. What is the true purpose of building wealth? Is it simply to accumulate a large sum of money or to acquire a life of luxury? For the millionaires Dr. Kimbro studied, the answer was a resounding no. They understood that the ultimate measure of wealth is not what you have, but the legacy you leave behind. This is the final and most profound rule of the wealth choice: to build a legacy that will outlive you. A legacy is more than just a financial inheritance. 'Tis a transmission of values, wisdom, and purpose to future generations and to the world. It's the impact you make, the lives you touch, and the positive change you create that continues long after you are gone. Dr. Kimbro discovered that the wealthiest individuals were deeply committed to this idea. They saw their financial success not as an end in itself, but as a powerful tool to build something lasting, a foundation, a business that provides jobs, or a family name built on integrity and service. Consider the story of a woman named Alina, a successful entrepreneur who built a chain of restaurants from a single food truck. She could have sold her business, retired, and lived a life of leisure. Instead, she chose to create a legacy. She established a culinary arts program for at-risk youth in her city, providing them with training, mentorship, and job opportunities within her company. She also created an employee ownership program, giving her longtime staff a stake in the business's success. She was building a legacy of empowerment and opportunity, not just a financial empire. Her life's work had a purpose that went far beyond profit, and that purpose was her greatest source of fulfillment. Dr. Kimbro's research consistently found that those who focus on building a legacy are more driven, more resilient, and ultimately more successful. They are not motivated by short-term gains, but by a long-term vision. This perspective gives them the patience to withstand setbacks and the discipline to make wise decisions, because they know they are building for something bigger than themselves. So, how do you begin to build your legacy? 1. Define your values. What principles do you want to be remembered for? Integrity, generosity, courage. 2. Think beyond money. A legacy is built with more than just financial resources. It's built with your time, your wisdom, your mentorship, and your passion. 3. Act with intention. Make choices today that will align with the legacy you want to leave tomorrow. 4. Share your story. Teach the lessons you've learned to those who come after you. Your wisdom is your most valuable inheritance. The journey to wealth begins with a choice to be rich and ends with a commitment to leave a lasting impact. It is a journey that moves from a focus on the self to a focus on others, from a concern for today to a vision for tomorrow. The true measure of a rich life is not found in a bank statement, but in the echoes of your actions that will reverberate for generations to come. Your life's work is not just to make a living, it is to leave a legacy. Thank you for joining us on this incredible journey. As we close the final chapter of The Wealth Choice, I want to leave you not with a list of to-dos, but with a profound sense of possibility. We've explored the foundational principles of wealth, from the simple yet powerful choice to be rich, to the ultimate goal of building a lasting legacy. We've learned that true financial freedom isn't about luck or circumstance. It's about a series of intentional choices and disciplined actions that begin with a change in mindset. Remember the story of Michael, who chose to be rich in the face of scarcity, and Carol, who embraced a wealth mentality instead of a poverty one. Their stories remind us that your current situation is not your final destination. It is merely your starting point. You have the power to write a new narrative for your life, one where you are the author of your own success, not a victim of your past. The key to unlocking this power is to reject the victim mentality and embrace personal responsibility. It's to look at challenges not as roadblocks, but as opportunities for growth. It's to believe deep down in your core that you are worthy of abundance. We delved into the transformative power of a definite, major purpose. We saw how Sarah's desire to help at-risk youth fueled her ambition and gave her a reason to persevere far beyond the simple pursuit of a paycheck. Your purpose is the engine that drives your financial journey. It's the why that makes the what feel effortless. Don't chase money for the sake of money. Instead, find a mission that sets your soul on fire, and let your financial success be a natural byproduct of that passion. A life dedicated to a purpose is a life that is truly rich in every sense of the word. We also learned about the courage it takes to step outside your comfort zone, as David did when he left his stable job to launch his own business. Growth and comfort cannot coexist. The feeling of fear or unease is not a sign that you are on the wrong path. It's a signal that you are evolving. Be willing to be a beginner again, to make mistakes, and to learn in public. Your greatest triumphs often lie just beyond the edge of what feels safe. The journey to wealth is not a solitary one. As we learned from Marcus and his mastermind group, no one achieves great success alone. Surround yourself with people who will challenge you, support you, and hold you accountable. Seek out those who have different skills and perspectives, and be willing to give as much as you receive. Your network is your net worth, not just financially, but emotionally and intellectually. And let's not forget the power of your thoughts. The law of attraction, as we discussed, is not a mystical force, but a psychological principle that amplifies your actions. When you believe in your ability to attract what you desire, you act with a quiet confidence that is contagious. You approach challenges with optimism, and you magnetize opportunities that align with your vision. Your mindset is your most powerful tool. The principles of a disciplined daily routine and unwavering perseverance are the bedrock of it all. As Chris discovered, consistency is more important than intensity. Your daily habits are the invisible architects of your future. By designing a routine that aligns with your goals, you are turning your intentions into a tangible reality, one day at a time. And when you inevitably face setbacks, remember the story of Lisa. Her ability to keep going, even when the odds were against her, was the key to her success. Perseverance is not a glamorous quality, but it is the most important one. It is the grit that turns a dream into a legacy. Finally, we talked about the profound importance of giving and of leaving a legacy. The most successful people understand that wealth is a tool for impact. When you give your time, your talent, or your resources, you are not diminishing your own well-being. You are expanding it. You are shifting your mindset from scarcity to abundance, and you are building a life of meaning. Your legacy is not about the size of your bank account. It's about the positive change you create that will outlive you. My friends, the journey to a rich life is not a race. It is a marathon of learning, growing, and giving. It is a choice you make every single day. The principles we have discussed are not just for a select few. They are for anyone who is willing to commit to them. I have seen countless individuals from all walks of life apply these lessons and transform their reality. You have everything you need within you to begin this journey today. Don't wait for the perfect moment. The perfect moment is now. Thank you for your time and attention. If you found value in this series, I would be so grateful if you would share this message with someone you care about. Your simple act of sharing can be the spark that changes someone's life. Please consider subscribing to our channel and liking this video to help us continue to spread this message of empowerment and hope. Your support means the world. Together, let's build a world where a rich life is not just a dream, but a reality for all. Until next time, be well and choose wisely.